Okay, hi. Thank you so much for waiting. Technology can be a pain at times. So, my name is Lexi. So I was born with a different name, with Megan, and within the past few years, I decided to change it to Lexi, as with living with a disability and always kind of feeling trapped. When I finally actually was able to get out on my own and stuff, I felt I didn't identify as what my name was. So I went and about to change it to go and figure out more of who myself was and have control over my life that I never had before. Well, so that's a little bit about that. And then I was born at 1 pound, 1 ounce. So if you think of a standard size of an M&M bag, that is how much I weighed. So I was born at 28 weeks and I was not expected to make it. So I obviously pushed through that. And then with that, I've had multiple challenges, but with everything I have still pushed through. And then in 2020, in May, I graduated from the University of Wisconsin South with a degree in hospitality. And so with that under my belt, I then was asked by Special Olympics to help with a grant, and so with the grant, and we were starting to learn what the difference was between athlete leadership and unified. So athlete leadership is with someone who is an athlete of Special Olympics, and they get trained in different courses to help them be able to do different tasks and help them live their lives. Versus with unified, it is working with someone with a disability and without to come together and work as a pair to go on, and then also show different organizations that no matter what, like, yes, you have a disability, but that doesn't stop you from having to come and being able to do something. Your voice does matter. And so none of this would have been possible, obviously, without Special Olympics. So I'm going to go into a little history of what Special Olympics is. So Special Olympics was founded in 1968 by Eunice Kennedy Shriver. Her sister Rosemary was in a seminar here in Wisconsin, and she didn't find it fair that Rosemary could not compete or do anything like any of her and her siblings. So she created Camp Shriver in her backyard. And so they did different sports. Then the first games was held at Soldier Field in Chicago. And if you go there, they still kind of have like Olympic torch to kind of represent the significance of what that has meant. And so with that, and then obviously it's an international organization. So Wisconsin is only one out of obviously the 50 states, but the United States is only part of one region called Special Olympics North America, with Canada and the Caribbean. Then there's a total of 6 other regions in the world. So some of the other countries that have it are Morocco, Iran, Nicaragua, basically any place in the world that is just, for the most part, has a Special Olympics program. And so with this, it helps individuals, kids and adults with intellectual disabilities have the opportunity to make friends and be able to compete and have fun. And obviously, the competition is not just all that we do. It's a big aspect of what we do. And so obviously in Wisconsin, we have our state games, but then we also have what is called the USA Games, which is all of the US coming together to compete together. And the next one will be held in Minnesota in 2026. And then this past June, we got done with previous summer games in Berlin. And so that has everyone from all over the world coming to compete, but it also brings in leadership, and it is one of the pillars by having a global Congress. So then having the athletes have the voice to provide what it should happen and keep happening within Special Olympics. And so with that, and then, so obviously sports and leadership, and then there's two other pillars of Special Olympics, which is the healthcare, which is extremely important, as a lot of people with intellectual disabilities don't always have the direct care to see a doctor or a dentist or something. So we have something that is called Healthy Athletes that has 8 different disciplines. Basically anything in your body. So your feet, your hearing, your eyes. One that we've added within the past few years is your mental health. Just your like basic physical. To have this be a part of the program so athletes can still keep competing, eating, and have that basic necessity that they should be able to get, but because of disability, they are not allowed. So Special Olympics is able to provide that care for them. And the last one is schools. So they are called Unified Champion Schools. They are there to help kind of break down the barriers that these are the disabled kids and these are the not disabled kids, to try and bridge that gap and bring them closer together. As one of the aspects of it is they have to do whole school engagement. So one of the things was spread the word to end the word, which was to end the R word, which is harmful to people with disabilities. And so that has been a successful campaign, which has slowly now transitioned into spread the word inclusion, to show that everyone should be included no matter what. And so then I'm gonna ask you guys if you have any other questions, and yeah.
What kind of other sports and programs participants have?
What do you like? So what do I do as staff?
So let's say that there are other things in Special Olympics that is different sports.
What? So there's in total 30 different sports, but Wisconsin alone offers 20 different sports in 4 different seasons. And so we have our winter games, and then what is mainly your alpine, your snowshoeing, cross country, and snowboarding. And then we have our spring games, which is our basketball and swimming. Then spring, summer is our biggest, which is track, cornhole, powerlifting, soccer, and tennis. Let's go to fall games is softball, basketball, and flag football. And then we are coming into our season of bowling, and then also in the summer we have golf as well. Any other questions or questions about how I got here?
Mike, Okay, cool. My question is about what your favorite part of being involved in Special Olympics is.
So my favorite part about being involved is that my voice matters and I can come up with ideas and watch those happen versus when I was growing up and everything, acting like because I had a disability, what I said doesn't matter. So being an athlete and working on staff within our athlete leadership program, having the ability to be able to change and make history of what is going on is probably the biggest thing to me.
Keeping unified. Do you have unified on unified sports?
Yep. So unified sports is kind of the same with this unified leadership, but on the playing field, it's an athlete and someone without a disability who doesn't qualify as an athlete working together or to compete. So they can happen in different sports. One of our main unified sports is bowling, and then I would say our second most unified is volleyball. And then in 2022, we had a unified flag football team go down to the USA Games, and their unified team actually took first in their division.
Una pregunta. ¿De qué edad pueden asistir a los juegos y en dónde se encuentran las oficinas? ¿Están en Madison o en otro lado?
From what age can children participate or people participate? From what age can people participate in the Special Olympics? And where are the offices located, in Madison or in a different location?
Great question. So young athletes start at the age of 2 and goes all the way up to 10. And so with that, it's kind of based on a hands-on approach from a young age with people with and without disabilities to help with like eye coordination and basic skills for sports. So then our traditional program starts at the age of 8. So once a child with a disability, it's the age of 8, they are allowed to then be able to compete and train to be an athlete. As for some of the bigger events like USA Games or World Games, I think the youngest you have to be is 16 to be able to qualify for those, but you can start competing at the age of 8. And then for our offices, we have 4 different offices. One in Madison, we have one in Brookfield, one in Stevens Point, and then one in Appleton. And then I walk out of the one in Appleton.
Quick question, and I have have training programs, so you can look out.
Training.
So training as in what way?
Let's see, work out something.
So just like your normal like workouts and stuff like that? Is that what you're asking? Or are you asking about more of the training for the sports that they compete in?
In sports and also be active, like workouts.
So for any sport, it is 6 to 8 weeks that they have to train and condition to be able to compete in that sport. As in like activities outside of practice. Special Olympics as itself doesn't do anything. They have some different programs like Show Fit or Health Messenger for athlete leadership to help learn different skills to be able to go out and like do different workouts and stuff on your own or getting a buddy, but as in like individual workouts, that is not something Special Olympics does.
If you could please just repeat the. If you could please repeat the age of the eligible participants.
Yep. So young athletes start at the age of 2 and goes all the way up to 10. And then our traditional athletes start at the age of 8, and there is no maximum age limit. So you just have to be 8-year-old to be able to start as an athlete.
¿Tiene algún sitio web o algo donde podamos ver cuándo comienzan los entrenamientos? Porque yo inscribí a mi hijo en básquetbol, pero la verdad no tengo mucha información hasta ahorita.
Is there a website or somewhere that we can get information when the training starts? Because I signed my son up for basketball and up until now I haven't gotten any information.
Yeah, so so the state of Wisconsin is broken up into 7 different regions, 2 through 8. So it really depends on where you're located, but you can go to specialolympicswisconsin.org, and on there it will show you the breakdown of the regions. And so based on where you are in that region, it's going to depend on what athletic director you are going to contact. So once you contact an athletic director, they will be able to help connect you to the local program manager, which is going to be the program you would be practicing and competing with. Does that answer your question?
Excuse me, just one more minute.
Ahí en los pasillos está la mesa de las Olimpiadas Especiales. There's a exhibition table of the agency, so they can just go and have information and probably ask the questions that you have, o puede ir a preguntarles lo que usted quiera saber.
And it was Special Olympics Wisconsin written out or WI? The website. Just clarifying if it's Special Olympics.
I want to say it's Special Olympics Wisconsin. I'm
Wisconsin.org.
right, and like we do have a table in the exhibit hall, so we do have information there that also should have our website on the pamphlet as well. If no one else has any more questions, and I don't have anything else to say besides thank you. And if you have any other questions, you can come and talk to me at the booth and as well.